guys, welcome back to our channel, Green Flag, Red Flag. This is where we talk everything about living a godly life, building a godly relationship, and of course, building a godly marriage. My name is Muyiwa Joseph, and unlike the last video where I was alone, feeling all alone and downcast, you can see today I'm all brimming and shining, and of course you know the reason. My sweet, beautiful Inamuranta is here with me. Namuranta, please say hello to the audience.
Hello everyone. Yeah, my husband is actually making me shy, but I refuse to be shy. Yeah, you're welcome to our channel, Green Flag, Red Flag.
Okay, so thank you for being part of our show since the very inception. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you. So today we're going to be talking about something a lot of people talk about, particularly this year 2024. So, and it's about where you live as a couple. Where you live as a couple. You know, my wife, if you know the stress people go through looking for a house.
You're saying people as if we didn't go through the stress.
Yeah, we went through the stress. we're going to share our own example.
Yeah.
But today we just want to talk about your choice of place to live, your choice of apartment. So, and of course, it's a big field. So we are narrowing it down to whether you prefer to have a neighbor or you prefer a standalone building where it's just you and your spouse or just you and your family, or you think you want to have neighbors around. And if you like the ideas of having neighbors around, how many neighbors do you want to have around? 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to stay in a compound where people are plenty, like in a barracks? Do you like that kind of apartment? I'm not abusing those living in barracks or living in a place like barracks. Some people actually prefer it and they have their reasons.
Yeah.
So if that's your reason, or you don't want any neighbor at all, we would like to have your opinion. But today we're going to be sharing our own experiences, and I would like my wife to start. I think my wife has a better perspective of this.
Okay. I remember before we got married, my mom told me, she was like, when you have a neighbor, you should have like a good relationship with your neighbor, because your neighbor is now, in fact, your neighbor is closer to you than we, your family, are to you. And yeah, I stick with that. So while we were looking for a house, I remember there was a period we got a standalone, and we're weighing the whole option. We're like, we don't want a standalone, because sometimes you need someone around when there is an issue, when there is a problem. You need someone to just be there. Yes, or maybe like for we now that are newly married, or something takes my husband out of town. If it was a standalone, I would sleep in the house. So I'll look for somewhere else and go and sleep. It's true. So having neighbors, like, it just helps to encourage you, even when maybe, and again, it's not just any kind of neighbor. That's another thing. So for me, I remember a few weeks ago, I was going through toothache. I was having toothache, and I was struggling to eat. I couldn't eat. So like, I think I related the issue with my neighbor, and that morning she came with pap, like raw pap. She said that since I can't eat food, that this one should be able to help me. She brought like different things. You can remember now, 3 different things, that you should take this one, you should take this one. Like, the care I was like, imagine say we don't get neighbor. Now so I for die like that.
You know we die.
But yeah, it has been encouraging. And I remember time to time, her children walk in, my neighbor's children walk in here to the house, and they just keep me company. Sometimes we're playing balloons and doing 1 or 2 things. And seriously, I just love that we have people around to just, when you're bored, you have someone that you can talk to. Yeah, that's my perspective.
Okay, so my wife have gone deep into the matter. So if our neighbor are the kind of people that they don't want people to know the kind of persons they are, my wife just exposed them. So so she just exposed them right now, and me, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I exposed them because they are nice people. So because if they were not nice to me, Seriously, your story wouldn't come here.
What I'm saying is that what if they don't want people to know that they are nice? You have just now you have even nailed it down.
I didn't call their name. So
don't mind me. I was just joking. Okay, so for us, we have our own perspective towards this. So we think that not having neighbors at all is a red flag, and there are a lot of reasons for that. For instance, I was in a conversation with some men a few days back, and we're just talking about the advantages of having a neighbor, and they were recounting a story of this man who doesn't talk to anybody in the neighborhood. So in that neighborhood, everybody kind of have their apartment, like standalone. Everybody is a landlord. And this man doesn't smell at anybody. He just go to his house, doesn't greet anybody. They greet him, he doesn't respond. That few days back, the guy just jumped from his house to another person's house. He jumped into the house and started, he couldn't shout. He was just banging the ground. So this man was like, who is that outside? So he opened the door and to his surprise saw his neighbor that doesn't smell at everybody crawling in the floor of his house.
Wow.
And he was like, neighbor, what happened? The man could not talk. So apparently he was having a serious stomach ache. I think something was wrong with him. Maybe he was suffering from ulcer or something. So he couldn't pick his phone, he couldn't talk. But somehow, some way, he was able to jump the fence. Me, that story didn't even balance. I don't understand it. So, me, I didn't understand. So, but that somehow, some way, the guy was able to jump the fence into another person's apartment and was just banging everything. So he couldn't pick his phone to talk. Well, that was how they took him to the hospital. And after that day, the guy became a saint. He repented from all of his sins. So now he greets everybody, smile at everybody. So they were just using that to explain to me how important it is to have neighbors. And of course, to build good relationship with them.
Yeah.
That it is very important. So for us, agents, God forgive agents. When you're looking for us, they will take you to a standalone house and they will tell you that this one is just you.
Yes, it's
no disturbance. And if you look at it from their own logic, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because of course there are neighbors that disturbs. So if you have experience of disturbing neighbors before, you will feel that that's the best option.
Yeah.
But how about in the days when things are not going right? Who do you run to? So I look at it from that perspective. So if my neighbor is somebody who is disturbing, see, it's just the bottom of the matter.
Okay.
When you are looking for us and you want neighbors, just pray to have good neighbors.
Seriously, it's just prayer.
Because in this my life, I don't get neighbors.
because I know that, in fact, for some people, it was their neighbor that connived with kidnappers to come and kidnap them. Yes, or with armed robbers. Yes, we've heard stories like that. So the thing is not even just about having neighbors. It's to pray that you have a good neighbor, a godly neighbor.
Exactly. Yes. Neighbors that will align with your value.
Yeah.
So for us, we think it's very essential to build godly relationship with people around you. In my former apartment, my neighbors, you know that woman now?
Yeah.
When I was still single, so when they came into that neighborhood, what they did was they go to all of the apartments around the house to introduce themselves to them. That we are the new neighbors here. That is our house. And I think that I felt encouraged with that. I was like, this is fantastic. So they had to go and introduce themselves to everybody around to let them know that they just moved into this place. So this is me, this is my wife, these are my children. Just in case you see us around, you know that we are not strangers. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So for us, we think that it is important. So when you are thinking of the choice of house that you want to live as a couple, because essentially when you just get married, definitely you want to think of a better place to live.
Yes, sir.
So if you are a single man, once you get married, definitely you are thinking about to move out of the apartment to a more comfortable apartment because now you are not alone. So the choice of house that you live in, I think is important to have neighbors. For us, we think it's a green flag to have neighbors.
Yeah. But again, having too much neighbors, it's another issue on its own. So when the neighbors are so much, your level of patience would have to increase. If not, you'll be fighting every day because this person will step on your toes, this person will step on your toe. But at least if you have one neighbor, even if the person, you can just avoid and
but we are not praying that we have neighbors that you be avoiding.
Yes.
Because the essence of neighbors actually is to build relationship.
Yes.
The essence of neighbor is to have people who will have your back.
Yeah.
Because there are situations when you won't be at home, and God forbid something just goes wrong in your apartment.
Yeah.
Neighbors that will be efficient to be able to handle the matter and call you. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
And call you and make sure that everything goes well with you. Neighbors that when they see your stuff going somehow, they correct it for you.
Yeah.
Because they just believe that you guys are one big family. So for us, we think it's very important to have neighbors.
Yeah.
And godly neighbors for that matter. So we prayed. Of course, we prayed. We believe in the power of prayers. And we believe that God answered our prayers, because the kind of neighbors we have, trust me. And we're going to feature them. We're going to feature
them one of these days.
So we're going to feature them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to watch this video. So if they watch this video, they will come and arrest my wife. Alright, so that's actually our focus of conversation today. So we would like to know your perspective. What do you think about having neighbors around? What do you think about living in a standalone apartment, which of course is also beautiful? So we would just like to know your perspective. What do you think about these two perspectives? We'd like to know.
Yeah.
And if this video has blessed you, please subscribe to our channel so that you can get more valuable content.
Share it.
Share this video, and of course, like it.
Yeah, you can also leave your comments.
Like it, and of course,
we'll reply you.
Turn on the notification bell so that when we drop a new video, you can always be notified. I would believe we are adding value to you, and we believe that also from your feedback, we are getting more values from you also. So please, let's continue to do this. Let's see how we can make the world a much more better place where everybody can live and thrive. So we love you. Please don't forget that we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you for following us. My wife, any word of advice for our audience before we leave?
No word of advice, just telling you we love you.
And just remain beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Till we see you in our next video.
Bye.